Now, broadcasting from deep within your stepmom's basement, it's the Plex podcast.
So please excuse my sarcastic tone. I'm a bit underwhelmed by the sample shown. Mr. Piss-Drunk fraternity guy, you cup of ass with bloodshot eyes. Get drunk and fight every night. Idolize Bradley, belittle women's rights. Homophobic, racist, and don't give a fucking hey. Do you think you can drive a bigger truck? So wear your baseball cap to decide to let everyone know that you're a nice guy. So cool, was so impressed. Lots of chicks and a barrel chest. Cause you're a real man. Punch for punch, gonna piss in your face while you're passed out drunk. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but all of you are assholes. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. She's a nice guy, but all of you are assholes. Nice guys rule the planets. Oh, I just can't understand it. Conquer divine by deception and lies. Social Darwinism and an overdose of pride. Fuck off, jerk off. I don't wanna hear it. Fuck off, jerk off. Read into the lyrics, cause everybody gets their just desserts. As long as you remember that nice guys finish first. You're next on the list. Such a nice guy who speaks through his fists. Prick with a penchant for messing with heads. A broken nose for dinner and breakfast in bed. Alcoholic, paranoid, and suicidal too. But you'll probably kill her before she gets away from you. Screws in a pool of blood and cry. All your friends say that you're a nice guy. Have a drink, this one's on me. Look, you're doing fine, losing to your disease. Comatose, I'll pack your bags. Bury you like cats ready to go. I'm a nice guy, you're a nice guy. We're all nice guys, but all of you are assholes. He's a nice guy, she's a nice guy. Hey, Tom Bone's a nice guy. All of you are assholes. Nice guys rule the planet. The public lamented. Put a body by deception and lies. Social Darwinism and an overdose of pride. Fuck off, jerk off. I don't wanna hear it. Fuck off, jerk off. Read into the lyrics. So let the flunkies will quench your thirst. As long as you remember that nice guys finish first.
Everybody, welcome to the Plex. We do this show live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Pacific right here on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/Echoplex Media. Also broadcasting to other places. I don't know if you're listening, watching in those other places. You're probably a little bit lonely over there. You can support this project at patreon.com/Echoplex or at eplex.store, or just go to our website, echoplexmedia.com. Click the support tab and find other ways to support this project. Cash, money always works. I'm producer Dave. You can find me on Grindr, and this is what the people want.
I don't hate the cops. There's a person inside when the truncheon stops. Oh, don't hate the cops. Oh, when the raiders come, who will protect the shops? Don't hate the cops. They're a sensitive bunch if you don't stop throwing your rocks. Snap, crackle, pop is the sound of a taser. Your body drops. Don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops. like your local police. Cause they don't do nothing wrong like your local police. Got rid of the corruption and the racism is gone. They've been keeping the peace, keeping homeless folks out of the parks and malls. Got a cure for your social disease. Follow the law, don't hate the cops. 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 Put your hands above your head and show you're not afraid. I'm the fairest judge that your skin color's gonna get. And if you die before the sun comes up, the paperwork will take forever. Well, it might have worked out a little bit better if you didn't hate the cops. Cause they don't do nothing wrong, don't hate the cops. You can't blame them for just doing their job, don't hate the cops. Well, you gotta wonder, how much would it cost for you to be shot at and stabbed at by maniacs and drunks? Don't hate the cops, don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops, don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops, don't hate the cops. Don't hate the cops, don't hate the cops.
All right, everybody, we're going to start with our docket this week. You can hit exclamation point docket in the Twitch chat if you were in the Twitch chat, and you can see all our stories for this week. First up, we're going to start with CNN hit about the pigs allowing brown shirts at the UCLA protest.
This is the worst violence of any of the ongoing college protests. UCLA, where counter-protesters used sticks and boards against a pro-Palestine encampment. It was more than 3 hours of unrestrained violence the night of April 30th that led to injuries and bloody scenes as campus security and law enforcement allowed it to continue.
They were there spraying, they were there pulling barriers, and they were there to very clearly do some serious harm to the students who were on campus.
When you look at the counter-protesters, how many of them were UCLA students?
I would say basically none of them.
Who are the most aggressive offenders? A CNN investigation of hundreds of videos from multiple sources shows many of them are outsiders, not UCLA students. Among the people who showed up that night, far-right with no apparent connection to the Middle East war, others driven by Israel beliefs. Among them, this man. He strikes a pro-Palestine protester with a long white pole and is part of a mob that pummels the man as he falls to the ground. Stop. He's seen in multiple videos wearing this white mask, striking the barriers, throwing objects into the encampment. Without his mask, we see who he is. 18-year-old Idan On of Beverly Hills, a senior at a local high school.
Come inside to the kitchen. How do I get inside?
I spoke with his mother.
Hi there. Are you Sharon? Hi. How are you? Hi. Let me.
Of course, he's from Beverly Hills.
She did not want to be on camera, but quickly identified her son from this picture at UCLA that night. She described in detail how her son found the mask and pole on the ground, and said he was defending himself in this fight. On her Facebook page, Idan On's mother posted and circled a screen grab of her son from a local TV station. She wrote in Hebrew, Idan went to bully the Palestinian students in the tents at UCLA. Idan's mother and father proudly support Israel and defended their son's actions at UCLA, saying he is heading to Israel to join the IDF. After our interview, she texted to say Idan denies being at UCLA. Older men were also at the front of the violence. Tom Bibian recorded pulling bike racks, plywood, kicking protesters, throwing cones at the students in the encampment, water bottles at protesters, and yelling expletives. We went to ask Bibian why he'd gone to the campus that night.
Hi, you're Mr. Bibian.
Yeah, can you turn that off? You don't have permission to record me.
Bibian was
Oh, you're in public, friend.
He had on in the video from UCLA. He's a Los Angeles resident, age 42, seen at a 2022 pro-Trump protest outside the Los Angeles FBI office. He did not want to explain why he's on video doing this.
You're being a little rude, and I'm going to call the police if you don't leave.
Sure. Okay.
We identified not just Tom Bibian, but other older men who have no apparent affiliation with UCLA.
I mean, you've seen them at how many other events?
Lots of different events, school board meetings, city council meetings.
And
school board meetings and city council meetings, you say.
Los Angeles area public school mom who's been tracking right-wing protesters in her area. The group who she'd seen protesting gay rights in public schools were drawn to UCLA that night.
The revolution ain't happening tonight. Man down, man down.
Though they were clearly at UCLA that night, there's no evidence these men participated in the violence.
Here comes the Jew song, man. Cover your ears.
The man who is live streaming, Narek Polyan, appears to be a persistent agitator who posts anti-Jewish tropes on his social media
Of course. A fucking course.
accounts. But at UCLA, he stood with the pro-Israel crowd. Hi, I'm Kyung Law from CNN. Polyan claimed to us that he has a child at UCLA, though a student didn't accompany him that night, and that he had good intentions.
I was definitely keeping the peace, okay, at least trying to.
You weren't there to make it worse?
No, of course I wasn't there to make it worse.
I hate to say it, but I was expecting us to start working on an obituary the next day, because I thought something that serious would happen to the students in the encampment.
Do you feel like
These are just fucking like some Proud Boys adjacent people.
When the police arrived Tuesday night, I think they might feel that they won.
King Law joins me now. It's still stunning to me that the police, I mean, there seemed to be some police around, but clearly didn't seem like police really moved in very quickly at all to stop this. You can clearly find these people. What's law enforcement saying they're going to do, or if anything?
Nothing.
Yeah, that's a very good question, and we actually asked them. We went to the key law enforcement agencies. We started with UCLA Police Department. We reached out to them via email, their office line, text messages, cell phones, and despite our numerous attempts and very specific questions, we did not get any response, a clear response about their response that night or any follow-up investigation. We also reached out to the CHP and LAPD. They referred back to the UCLA Police Department. And back to your question, Anderson, I mean, we did identify not just the folks that you saw in the story, but additional people. You'll see them in that story that we'll post tomorrow morning on CNN.com.
All right,
Anderson.
Well, thanks very much. Still ahead.
Well, that's a pretty good reporting, actually, there from CNN, which is pretty surprising. They seem kind of like shocked by this, but yeah, like this is how the police do. This was like Brownshirts shit, right? Like the police don't have to do this. The police don't have to attack the encampment. If like paramilitary or like, I'm not sure that paramilitary is the right way to talk about it. If groups of citizens will do it and know that nothing's going to happen to them as a result, well, fuck those people and fuck the cops, I guess. Because I thought the cops were there to like keep the peace and fucking stop, like, because we've seen other protests actually in other cities, right, where the cops will separate groups of people, and that didn't seem to be happening, or no attempt, as far as I could tell, was made. I did look into this before checking this out. It's kind of hard because like the on the ground videos, you never know what's going on with those as the thing's unfolding. And that's why it's good to have, legacy media outlets that do have resources that can look into this. And I'm fucking good on CNN. Maybe we're going to start to see certain reporters in the legacy media start to turn the corner on some of this stuff. Not necessarily on whether or not they're going to platform people from Israel to give IDF talking points, but just as the events unfold, maybe they'll start to be a little more skeptical of the fucking narrative from the cops, because that's actually their job. I don't know if people are aware of this. The media's job is actually to be fucking skeptical of the cops and everyone else. They're supposed to be one of the things that kind of puts the government in check. So we'll see. Maybe this was just one good report, and it'll just continue to be not good. Maybe it'll continue to be not good reporting, but this was reported accurately and well, and surprisingly by CNN. So, we're not big fans of CNN around here, but credit where credit is due on this reporting. Not just for the reporter, but for the editors and the people at the higher ups who allowed her to do this story. So good. Up next, in the UK, there are also encampments, and people are aware. GB News is it's like a Newsmax sort of outlet out there in the UK, and the GB News, calling them reporters is probably incorrect, but the GB News ghouls went to go try to talk to some of the people in the encampments, and wouldn't you know it, they didn't want to talk to them. They didn't even say anything to them.
Now, quite often you'll see that they don't seem particularly intent on showing their faces. I don't know if you might be able to engage with people. Hello, just wondering if you'd like to have any kind of discussion at all with Suella today? Anything?
Hi, I'm Suella. I'm keen to find out your views and what you're protesting about.
Nothing at all? No?
Interested in why you're covering your faces. Is it a COVID or a health measure? No comment.
No. Can I just ask, are you students at the university or just from around the area? Nothing? No? No, fine, okay.
Nope, nothing.
Yeah. And what were you expecting? Did you think that maybe people might engage a little bit with you? So I feel very strongly
Well, these are supposed to be some of the brightest and the best students in the...
So here's the way this works. If you want to get a statement from a group of protesters, you reach out to the extent that you can and try to find a spokesperson. Otherwise, fucking yeah. Like, it's good OPSEC not to fucking have random people talking to the fucking media. Yeah, it's good.
Land and taught in the art of articulating their views and expressing arguments in a coherent way.
But they're not out there to debate. Are they debate me broing now? They're like, debate me.
Hearing their arguments.
Yeah, anyone?
Engaging and listening.
What would be your main question to some of the individuals?
I'm really keen to hear what your message is to Israel.
No. Nothing.
Interested to hear your message to Hamas.
No comment. Okay.
Do you think the hostages should be released now?
Not really.
No.
Is there? Hey, we keep walking.
Not very...
Don't know if you would like to have a quick chat with us, sir, at all today?
Hi there.
Go on.
Very nice. I'm Suella. Can I ask you what your message is to...
he just showed you, actually. Could you read the sign? He's got a sign, lady.
Yep.
Right. Can I ask you what your message is to Hamas? Silence.
Guys, anyone willing to just explain a couple of bits and bobs? What you guys are doing here?
Bits and bobs.
Why it's so important to you? What the demands are or anything? No?
Vegan and nut fruit needed. Vegan and nut-free food.
Oh, that's what it says.
Is needed.
Right, well, there we go.
Maybe bring him some food?
Hi, I'm Suella Braverman, MP.
Still not going to talk to you.
Here to inquire about what you're protesting about and give you an opportunity to send your message.
Which she's a minister of parliament? I thought she was just some GB News pervert.
No? Okay, all right. Well, it's fascinating, really, because I thought that maybe they would give some form of response or reaction. But
yeah, I thought they'd have a line.
Feel so strongly about it.
So I believe there's probably a spokesperson for these students that you could have reached out to who would have given you a response. But I don't know for sure. I just think there probably was like a spokesperson that you could reach out to. They do have like comms, like media. So up next, the former president had a rally in St. Paul, Minnesota. There's a thread on it. A lot of these clips are pretty short, but we're going to watch them. Also, this show is live for people listening on the podcast. And I learned as I was preparing like 5 minutes ago that I can no longer, the plugin that I use that makes the videos not just loop no longer works. So this video is just going to loop. I'm going to have to hit stop. I have one more thing to fucking keep track of now. Here is Doug Burgum. Who is Doug Burgum? Oh, well, whatever.
This is the Biden bureaucratic regime. The real dictatorship, which we're over 1,200 days into, is Joe Biden with a single ideology, shoving rules and rules down on states like North Dakota that are choking our families, choking our industries, and killing our energy production. This is the Biden bureaucratic.
Yep, the videos are looping. All right, well, I mean, the federal government does set some energy policy. Here's another clip of this guy before the former guy takes the stage.
And then in the evening, world leaders want to come and see him that aren't going to the White House. They're coming to see him at Trump Tower.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Who?
So he sits in the courtroom all day. He works all night. No one works more tirelessly than him. And I'll tell you, having a chance to be with him on Trump Force One, I can tell you one thing. Everybody on that plane, doesn't matter. You leave Iowa at midnight and you're flying back to the East Coast, 2.5-hour flight. Nobody shuts their eyes. Nobody has even a single beer. Everybody's working. They got their nose down. This is the hardest work.
Wait, why not take a nap on the plane?
If he was just still a CEO,
I mean, I can't sleep on a plane.
CEO in America, but he's been the hardest working president we've ever had and will have again. And he's working for all of you. And
this guy's an idiot. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We got the former guy, or as someone in the chat said, brother, that's the real president. He's complaining about the teleprompter, of course.
How about that? Before I got up, the teleprompter fell down. That's great. Great going, fellas, back there. Then they want to know why I didn't pay the bill. I get a lot of heat.
What the fuck?
I got a teleprompter that's gone. This one's almost gone, but we've been there before. Supposing that happened to Biden, you know what happens? He go like this. Bye.
Yeah, but he wouldn't suggest to the people that that his campaign isn't going to pay them. Here he is claiming that he won Minnesota in 2020, but he lost by like 7 points is actually a pretty big swing.
Can you imagine? I thought we won it in 2016. I thought we won it I know we won it in 2020. We got to be careful. We got to watch those votes. We don't need the votes. We got to watch the votes. That's the big danger. Stop the steal. There's a lot of different names we have for it, but all of them are pretty accurate. I'm thrilled to be back in the Twin Cities with the hardworking patriots from the heartland of America. This is really
Wait, why are there hardworking patriots from a different? Anyway, whatever. This is unreal here. We'll do one more. I guess he hates electric cars.
Thing. Now they want to go to an EV. Everybody has to have an electric car. Is that wonderful? They don't go far. By the way, that ends on the first day. First day.
Oh, your buddy Elon's not going to like that.
And if you want to buy it, you can buy one. I'm not knocking it. If you want to go, 3-4 miles and then back home, plug it in, get ready for.
I mean, they go hundreds of miles.
A newspaper the next day. You want to go down buy a newspaper like in the old days every once in a while. But no, we're going to end it right away, immediately. And I think people, if they want to buy an electric car, I think it's great. But they have to be able to buy gasoline powered. They have to be able to buy hybrids. The hybrids are good, the hybrids are good. But the electric, they don't go far. They're very expensive, and they're all going to be made in China. And now they want to make electric trucks, and the trucks are a disaster because...
Oh, shit. Fucking going after fucking apartheid Clyde here.
So big it takes up half of your payload.
That's amazing. He just... Whoa. That's amazing. He's not paying attention. He just went after fucking Elon Musk. That's amazing. That's fantastic. Oh, what if that plays out? I would pay to see that. So up next here is here's the former guy after his day in court saying that we've all been punked, like on the Ashton Kutcher show. Current pop culture reference.
Human Events editorial board, this case is a joke. Ashton Kutcher is going to pop and left to tell us that we've been punked. I think I know what that means.
fucking so hip. So hip, everybody. So hip and so cool. So this next guy, his name is Eric Shawn. I usually don't trust people with two first names, but this guy on Fox has actually been doing some pretty good reporting. And here he is talking about Michael Cohen's testimony.
Good morning, Ainsley. Well, Michael Cohen back on the stand today after yesterday tying former President Trump directly into the alleged illegal scheme to falsify business records and hide his affair with Stormy Daniels. Cohen, of course, the longtime former lawyer, loyal fixer, well, he turned on President Trump, implicating him in that scheme to pay Stormy and do it, he said, to protect the president's presidential election campaign.
Fucking yes. Also, that's really weird that he was like, oh, Cohen turned on Trump. Fucking, that's the only thing that was wrong with that, is that Cohen turned on Trump a long time ago to save his own ass. That's it. He turned on Trump quite some time ago. Up next, did you know actually, he's meditating. He's not sleeping in the courtroom, not farting either, meditating.
And the other woman, I forget who it was. No, the guy that said the guy's sleeping. He's meditating, Greg.
Yes, of course.
He's in a meditative state. And when you're defensive about something, you avoid something. Trump's not defensive of being old and tired. He can shut his eyes and not feel bad about it like Sleepy Joe.
Mm-hmm. He's meditating, but also if he is sleeping, he's just not self-conscious about being old and tired. What the fuck, dude? Fucking, this is amazing. Here's Lauren Boebert. Did you know, actually, if he's not meditating, he's praying, which I guess is for some a form of meditation.
So every so often, Mr. Garcia, maybe you could just lift up that picture of our President Trump sleeping. As you say, I think he's praying. But if he is sleeping, he certainly looks pretty while he sleeps. Maybe it's an endearing moment of prayer, though. I know when I fall asleep on airplanes, my mouth kind of drops open, and his mouth is kind of tight-lipped. So maybe it's just a somber moment of.
He's sleeping. It's been reported by multiple press outlets.
I was in the courtroom today, sleeping. And I do. I could see why someone would fall asleep, just like George Conway fell asleep today in the court hearing. It's kind of slow in there. It's not as exciting.
George Conway is not the defendant.
As the House Oversight Committee, but I just wanted to say that's a lovely picture you have of President Trump, Mr. Garcia. Thank you. And I yield.
He's praying. Oh man, this is amazing. Also, did you know that Stormy Daniels actually said they didn't have sex? Did you know that? I didn't know that. I thought she was saying what they did and that it was lackluster. But Newsmax, Rep Andy Biggs on Newsmax actually thinks that Stormy said that they never had sex with Donald Trump. What the fuck, dude?
And then you throw that, and the other witness that they're relying on is the Stormy Daniels, for Pete's sakes, the pornographic actress, who also basically said 4 different times, "This never happened. I never had sex with Donald Trump." Blah 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 blah. It was a shakedown. And
wait, when did she say that?
It's absolutely Banana Republic stuff.
And run by Juan Merchan, the judge there, whose daughter's making $93 million from clients who are fundraising off of it. So
wait, what? No, she's making $93 million. So I think the daughter of the judge works for like a lobbying firm of some kind that maybe maybe they've raised $93 million, but they're like, the problem with that is that they're spending it, right? A lobbying firm, they raise money and then they spend it on lobbying. I mean, lobbying ain't great, but it's not like they're just pocketing the money. The people give these firms money to accomplish things, and sometimes accomplishing things costs money. That's amazing. This is fucking amazing. I hope so. Stormy Daniels should sue those people. Next, this is pretty cringe. Here's like a, I guess they're in court and they're fundraising outside of the courthouse or in the courthouse.
We're here in court with President Trump standing with him, but we need you to stand with him too. Go to DonaldJTrump.com. Support President Trump in his efforts to win this election. These Democrats are nuts and they must be defeated.
Anything you can give would make a world of difference. We are here fighting the good fight. They cannot win. We need your help to make America great again.
This year, now or never for the country. Step up. Save this country. We're counting on you.
We know the lawfare that's going on, and only you can make the difference. Stand with President Trump the way we stand with him today. Look at what they're doing to him, and just remember his words. They're not coming after him. They're coming after you, and he's just in the way.
Let's make America great again. And he's the man to do it.
He's the man. We're here.
I'm not sure he's supposed to be fundraising at his court date. I'm not sure it's illegal. It might violate campaign laws. But you know what's interesting is that for quite some time now, very clearly absent from all of this has been Ivanka and Jared, which is, I find that a little interesting. Maybe they're just not into it. I think they're not into it. I think they want out because like they were like kind of socialites of a certain kind, and now they are not socialites of a certain kind. It seems like they are possibly trying to get back into some kind of social scene that they were in, and so they're having nothing to do with this. I mean, I guess good for them, but they sort of should have done that a long time ago, I suppose, if they were good people. Up next, we got J.D. Vance. Apparently having dinner with little Nikki Fuentes isn't really an indication that you're okay with anti-Semitism.
So I think the fact that Donald Trump is talking about Jews in that particular context does not mean he doesn't think the same lessons apply to a whole host of American citizens.
Yeah, because he did say that any Jewish person who voted for Joe Biden should be ashamed of themselves. I want to move on.
But he's made similar comments about a lot of different groups of people, Dana. I don't think anybody could look at the presidency and the conduct of Donald Trump and say, this is a person who's somehow anti-Semitic. And I think whether you're Jewish or not, you should be looking at the record of Joe Biden.
He had dinner with Nick Fuentes, who is an avowed anti-Semite.
Dana, you should look at the record of Joe Biden and recognize that whether you're Jewish or not, his presidency has been a disaster for the American people.
I want to ask about what we saw this past week, and it's going to continue this week, the trial in New York. Adult film.
Oh, they don't want to ask about that. Weird how these things get cut. I think they're using AI to cut these things. But he didn't say anything about Trump having dinner with little Nikki Fuentes. Little Nikki Fuentes has had a hell of a week, by the way. We're not going to cover it, but little Nikki Fuentes, he's had a week. He has had quite the week. Up next, we got former presidential candidate, current Senator Mitt Romney. Not a big fan of the idea of America first.
I want to talk about foreign policy because you know a ton about it. There now are people in your party who are expressing views that would have been unthinkable a few years ago. When you think about support for Ukraine, even the idea that people somehow have similar views of the likes of Vladimir Putin. What is your take on that? Where did it come from?
Yeah, it's disorienting. It's to someone like me, it's unimaginable that in the party of Ronald Reagan and George Herbert Walker Bush and George W. Bush and John McCain and others, that we would see a growing
people are all ghouls
within our party. I think it flows in part from talk TV, talk radio, the Tucker Carlson of the world. That
Never heard of them.
Exactly. That say outrageous things, and the base says, yeah, exactly. And so many in our party have followed that populist streak, which is, hey, stop worrying about the rest of the world. Just worry about what's going on here. What they're forgetting is that we are connected to the rest of the world, that our economy is connected to the rest of the world, that if we'd have had that attitude, then Germany would have ended up ruling the world. All right, we're involved in the world out of our own self-interest.
Oh, I'm not sure. I think the Soviet Union would have smashed Germany.
It typically means, isolationism. But really, America is putting ourselves first when we're involved in the world, when we stop bad people. Look, if Vladimir Putin goes not just through Ukraine, but then decides to go into Poland, then we're involved in conflict with our sons and daughters going to war. Or we could walk away from NATO, in which case Putin is going to keep on going and going. How about a world where China and Russia control the world and we have our own little island? That's not a world where Americans are going to be safe or prosperous. We're safe and prosperous when the world follows the orders that have existed over the last 75 years with a strong NATO, strong allies, strong friends, and where America stands for something like freedom.
So I don't like the China stuff, primarily because as far as I can see, China over there minding their own fucking business and just fucking building everything for everybody. They don't seem too terribly involved in what's going on. Mind you, I'm not like a foreign policy guy. There could be things that I'm like not aware of, but it seems like at least as far as optics go, China over there minding their own fucking business. Up next, we got Greg Gutfeld, and I'm pretty sure that Fox News got in trouble. They had a judgment against them for something kind of similar to what he's saying here. I think I remember something about that.
Though, is that when you see these Trump polls and you see these rallies, I'm worried about what we don't see. What are the Democrats cooking up with the votes? Legal or illegal? Judging by your ears or your eyes, this election should not even be close. So the Dems have two options. One, accept the outcome, be comforted by the fact that you got one Biden term, a deal with a dementia-ridden devil.
Wait, a dementia-ridden devil? The election hasn't even happened yet.
Or resort to electoral dirty tricks. And that's why we need the utmost transparency, because I fear the Dems will go the second route. Although I have very little evidence on that, but that hasn't stopped me before.
They haven't done any of that.
I have very little evidence that my claim is true, but that's never stopped me before.
No, never. Not at all.
Never.
We won the last election.
One.
We have to win so big you can't rig.
Yes,
Which is what
win
Trump
so
said
big
over the
you
weekend.
can't rig.
That's right,
Good
Harold.
job,
That's what he
Jesse.
You're welcome.
He took that from
Sort of like
Trump.
you guys did with W.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I feel like Fox had a judgment against them for something in that territory. I think the election's probably not going to be close in the popular vote, but it's going to be close in the electoral college. It's going to be a bit of a nail biter. And shit's likely to go just kind of potato no matter what happens. Up next, we got Trump media CEO Devin Nunes thinks that the Congress needs to investigate the fact that Trump media stock is not doing so great.
Look, we're here to defend our retail shareholders. Like, I don't give a damn if Wall Street doesn't want to support us. In fact, we welcome it. But we have millions of retail shareholders, or we have millions of people around the globe, or in the United States. We have hundreds of thousands of retail shareholders. We don't have any institutions, zero Wall Street money. That's okay. But when you see irregular behavior occurring where it looks like our retail shareholders could be taken advantage of, which is what many of our shareholders believe, and if they call me or they contact us, we have a responsibility to reach out to the NASDAQ to say, hey, we're seeing this. We're going to get to the bottom of it if there is. If there's not, the obvious response, if you think there's nothing wrong, you say there's nothing wrong. You don't go out and basically attack me personally. You basically just say, hey, there's nothing wrong. We'll love to work with you. And that's how it should.
They don't have to do that. Wait, why would they? They're under no obligation to be like, well, you're mad about your stock price, so we're going to work with you on that. That's not what this. In fact, the exchanges ostensibly are supposed to never do that.
Since they're making the personal attacks, if we continue to show up on these lists and it appears like there's unusual activity, you can be damn sure that this investigation will continue. And that'll include if we have to go to the Congress, if we have to take legal action, we will do whatever it takes.
Who are you going to sue? Your stock price. People don't want to pay what you want them to pay for the stock. Who are you going to just sue? Everybody?
Defend our retail investors. And what's at the heart of all of this, Chris? Remember at the beginning of the week, Joe Biden mentions Truth Social and our stock price. Isn't that weird? That happened at the beginning of the week.
I saw that.
So it's, somebody in chat just said that Truth Social is swinging wild. I think it's a scam. I think the weird thing that's going on isn't that it's being devalued. I think it's like there might be like a cyclical pump and dump thing going on here, but I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but like other people have said that there's like some cause for like the SEC to maybe investigate whether or not this is being used as like a vehicle to enrich people at the expense of rubes who buy the stock. Now, I don't know. I mean, there's buying stocks just like buying Bitcoin or any other asset. There's a risk inherent in it, and people should know that, and they shouldn't buy stock in things like Trump media. But you still, even if you buy that, that doesn't mean that it's the right for people to fucking rip you off. Up next, we got this is weird. We got sexy animal news with Greg Gutfeld.
Greg, sexy animal news. All right, come and join me into the water house. Okay. An otter. Yeah, it's a family of Asian small-clawed otters in for a day of water fun. Melbourne Zoo. Ooh, just splash it all over. Throw up. Eyes. Give me the hose. Give me the hose. Oh, the waves splashing against my skin as I twirl and surf against the cold yet warm breeze.
What the shit is this? No. Don't do that anymore. Just don't do that anymore. Please don't ever do that anymore. Greg Gutfeld is weird. That segment is incredibly weird. I don't know though. I mean, it's better than his comedy show, I suppose. I don't know if y'all know this. Greg Gutfeld has the word Gutfeld as his logo for his comedy show, and he's totally stole that shit from Garfield. Go look at the Gutfeld logo and tell me he didn't steal that shit from Garfield. Up next, we have George Snuffleupagus, who is going to describe the problem with the problem that he created by platforming a bunch of liars on Sunday show for a very long time.
I think the most important thing that people should understand about this election is how far from normal it is. We have never had a former presidential candidate who was impeached and then indicted for trying to overturn an election. Never. In all of our history. We've never had a former president, a presidential candidate, who lies about the election that he lost. We've never had a former president or presidential candidate who refuses to pledge to accept the results of the next election if he lost. You know, the peaceful transfer of power is the most fundamental tenet of our democracy. Refusing to accept it, I think, is un-American. I believe it's unconstitutional. And I think it's the job of the media. I think.
Up next on the George Snuffleupagus show, election denier Roger Stone. I mean, he may not be platforming Roger Stone, but all of these ghouls have been on this guy's Sunday show. So he is a huge part of the problem. It's like, why are they eating my face? It's like a version of that, right? It's like, I legitimize these people by putting them on the Sunday show and never really asking them questions that were difficult or calling them out on when they lied to my audience. But now democracy dies in darkness. Get the fuck out of here. That was on The View, by the way. The people on The View could have also asked him about the part that he played in that. I asked around, and apparently they did not, if you could imagine that. I'm stunned. I am fucking stunned. Up next on The View is a Robert De Niro, who is old, but I don't know, pretty based, I suppose.
Well, I think I don't understand why people are not taking him seriously, because you read about it historically in other countries that they didn't take the people seriously. I think Hitler, Mussolini, they're fools and clowns. Well, there will be, and I hear it. There's some people. I mean, who does not think that this guy is going to do exactly what he says he's going to do? Right. He's done it already. And then what? We're going to sit around and say, what? We told you so? Or whoever that told you so? It's going to happen. If he gets elected, it's going to change this country for everybody. And they might think that it's going to make their life better, or they just want to, excuse my French,
I don't know what he said, but
those people who support him with anger and hate, because that's what he's about, they're going to see. I mean, I used to see these things. I didn't understand how he and Rosie O'Donnell used to get it. I didn't really care. I see what a hateful, mean-spirited, awful thing he is.
He was vicious to her.
He's vicious. And why will he not do that in this country? He's already done it. Why would he not do? When I say I want to punch him in the face, it's because what he said to a person, a bystander or somebody in one of his rallies, he wants to punch him in the face. You don't talk that way to people. What kind of person does that?
Makes fun of the physically challenged. He makes fun of people who have physical challenges.
He's done that too. He's done everything.
The military. He says that people who go to war are losers. Wake up.
He's done everything. What more do you need? It's almost like he wants to do the worst that he could possibly do to show this country.
Oh shit, he's on there. He doesn't give a fuck. He's on The View of violating all the FCC guidelines. Ooh, I want the unedited. I want the unbleeped version of this.
And the other thing is, if he becomes president again, he's never going. Listen, he's not going to not stop being president. You understand this? His
he's pretty old.
Is to stay in until he drops dead.
That's it. He's not even conceding it now. So imagine if he actually did win the election.
Whoa, that's I want to hear the part that bleeped out. Notice there that he's Robert De Niro, so they're not going to ask him not to swear or whatever. Much like they didn't ask fucking Snuffleupagus why he platformed all these ghouls leading up to the 2016 and then the 2020 election. Up next, we got Marjorie the Gathering wants to debate AOC. Apparently, it's debate bros fucking shit.
Okay. Ms. Green agrees to strike her words.
I believe she needs to apologize. No.
Perry, okay, hold on. Then after Mr. Perry's going to be recognized, then Ms. Green
I'm not
has 4 minutes and
apologizing.
21
Well,
seconds.
then you're reserve the right to object. I am not apologizing.
Now let's go. Come on, guys.
Why don't you debate me?
Mr. Chairman,
they should debate on my show.
The minority.
It's pretty self-evident.
You're not.
Yeah, you're not. You don't have enough intelligence.
Chair recognizes Mr. Perry.
Okay, move to strike the. I move to strike the lady's words.
I would like order.
The lady's words again.
That's 2 requests to strike. That's 2 requests to strike. Oh, they cannot take the words.
There's another motion to strike her words again. Please.
All right, okay, here's the correct apology. Ms. Green, do you agree to unanimous consent to strike your words?
I repeat again for the second time. Yes, I'll strike my words, but I'm not apologizing.
Without objection.
Not apologizing.
Okay.
Fucking wild. Fucking wild. Like, what do you mean? That's what you do, actually. Like, what is the House of Representatives if not some sort of like a formalized debate place? That's what's supposed to be going on there. Here's Marjorie the Gathering on Mike Johnson and Jack Smith. This is on Fox News. She's on with Maria Bartiromo.
Why do you think Mike Johnson won't defund Jack Smith?
Well, Mike Johnson's owned by the Democrats, and that proved me to be right again. When I called the motion to vacate, it wasn't Republicans that saved Mike Johnson. It was Democrats that saved Mike Johnson. And when you have Nancy Pelosi, who was Speaker of the House when they impeached President Trump twice, and you have Jerry Nadler, who was chairman of the Judiciary Committee that led the impeachment against President Trump, voting to save Mike Johnson, that tells the American people everything that they need to know. Mike Johnson is owned by the Democrats and refuses to protect President Trump, even though he runs down to Mar-a-Lago every chance he gets and hugs him as tightly as possible.
Well, look.
It's funny because the guy is just like, he's a ghoul too. He's like trying to do some version of his job, I guess, where he just isn't going to let like it be like a complete shit show. He's just going to let it be like 60% of a shit show. And Marjorie the Gathering just is not happy with allowing it to be 60% of a shit show. She's like, well, it needs to be like 114% of a shit show. Up next from the Oversight Committee, here's more of Marjorie showing the best decorum. Just the best decorum. She is the best.
I'd like to know if any of the Democrats on this committee are employing Judge Merchan's daughter.
Please tell me what that has to do with Merrick Garland.
Is she a porn star?
Oh, Goldman. That's right. He's advising. Okay.
He's advising who? What? Do you know what we're here for? You know we're here about AG.
I don't think you know what you're here for.
Well, you the one talking about.
I think your fake eyelashes are messing up.
No, ain't nothing.
Hold on.
Listen.
Order,
Mr. Chairman.
She wants to have a debate. You can tell.
Even order of your committee.
Order,
please. There's a point of order.
We have a point of order. Mr. Lynch, state your.
We have a point of order. Her fake eyelash. That's Crockett too. Uh-oh. Don't come for Jasmine. Do not come for Jasmine Crockett because it's not going to go so well as you're going to see here.
Ms. Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Who's?
It's me.
Ms. Crockett.
I'm just curious, just to better understand your ruling. If someone on this committee then starts talking about somebody's bleach blonde, bad built butch body, that would not be engaging in personalities, correct?
A what now?
She's like, oh, I get to say it again. I was just asked by the fucking Speaker of the House to say it again. She's like, yep, let's go.
Chairman, I make a motion to strike those words.
I don't think that's a
I'm trying to find clarification on what quality.
Chairman, motion to strike those words.
I had no idea what you just said.
We're not gonna do this. Look, you guys earlier literally just said
you just voted to do
Y'all did it first, so you don't.
You just voted to do this.
Voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at calm down.
No, because this is what y'all do.
Proceeding.
So I'm trying to get
Ms.
clarification.
Crockett, you're not recognized. Ms. Crockett.
I can't hear you with your yelling.
Fuck yeah, Ms. Crockett.
Can you please calm
Don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk
calm
noise
down.
and then
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if
One more time.
Calm down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Noise and then
calm
don't
down.
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all talk
calm
noise
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can
come
we
and
send
talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Order. Chair now recognized.
Fuck yeah. She's like, oh, you want to say some shit. You want to buy the ticket, but you don't want the ride. It's like on the Wednesday show. It's all these fucking, the same as all these IDW people who want to talk fucking hella shit. And then somebody talks back to them and they get all fucking angry about it. Angry. More on that towards the end of the regular docket, actually, from one Mr. Jordy Pete. Up next is Oklahoma State Senator Dusty Devers. He's got something interesting to say about embryos and how old people are.
We have a couple in our church that has adopted 6 embryos.
Wow.
They tried a transfer 3 times. They only had 2 of those children. This is called snowflake adoption. They adopted from a family of, I think it was 28 embryos that were frozen, a family. We have we have some friends that are down in Texas who also, without us knowing, adopted 4 of the children from that same embryo family, and now they have 3 children from the same family that our church has had twins. A couple in our church had twins from that family line, so 5 of them have been born. And Jake, whenever they were born, they were 7 years old when they were born.
That's not how this works.
Because they had been cryogenically frozen for 6 years. We have a couple.
Because the fucking embryos were cryogenically frozen. The fucking kids are goddamn fucking 6 years old or 7 years old. Holy shit, man. All right. We're about an hour in, so now it's time. We have multiple palate cleansers this week because we certainly need them. This is a kitty. This is kitty, not just making biscuits, making all kind of stuff. Look at this. For the people on the pod, you're just going to have to. Look, kitty's making pretzels, cookies, pizza. Good job, Chef Kitty. Good job. That was adorable. I like how that cat was just fucking making all kind of baked goods. Up next we got Men versus Bears. This is from Stanzi Potenza. This is one of the funniest fucking accounts on Twitter. Here, check this out.
I don't know. I think I'm really lost in the woods. Oh my God, is that a bear?
Well.
Oh my God, who are
all
you?
You females said you'd rather be in the woods with a bear than a man, and now look at you, all scared of a bear.
Okay, well, I'm also kind of scared of you right now. Like, who are you? Were you following me?
Yeah, I'm just a normal guy, and you're acting like a crazy bitch right now, and have fun getting mauled by a bear.
Hey, is this guy bothering you?
Yeah. See, you're about to get mauled because you chose the bear. I bet you're feeling pretty stupid right now, but whatever, I'm gonna have fun watching you get torn to shreds.
I just ate. I don't really know what you're talking about, but you're being kind of weird.
You're a bear. You attack people. I've seen videos of it.
Well, you're a man, so you also attack people. A lot more people than I do. And you also attack bears.
Ooh, getting debate road by the bear.
Okay, I saw The Revenant. Like, I only attack things when I feel threatened or I need to eat. Like, you're foaming at the mouth hoping that I attack her to feel self-righteous.
I don't fantasize about women getting hurt. I fantasize about fish and berries. And if I did attack her, no one would be like, well, what was she wearing? Was she drunk? This is what she gets for camping. And if I did attack her, people would be hunting me down. They wouldn't be like, well, the bear has a promising future in water polo, so maybe we should be lenient. Women don't walk down the streets at night hoping they're not getting followed by a bear. Women don't cover their drinks in case of a bear attack. I'm not gonna get aggressive.
Put a napkin over your drink.
She says no because I don't understand English. I could go on and on and on and on, but we would be here all goddamn day. So why don't you just focus on making yourself the kind of man a woman would choose over a bear. Ma'am, would you like to be escorted out of the woods?
That would be lovely.
Thank you.
You know, I would trust you to hold my drink.
That bear's pretty cool. That bear's pretty cool. I got getting wrecked in a debate by a woodland creature. Up next, we got one more. We'll call this one special training ops. I hope this is a joke. I legitimately hope this is a joke. Man, I'm gonna go to that guy. I'm gonna go to that guy's fucking self-defense school. Jesus Christ. Oh man. Guess what? People are mad about that. I guess there's a new Minnesota flag. People be mad about it. And by people, I mean Steve Bannon and Mike Lindell. So, I mean, they're technically people. I guess the new Minnesota flag is some fucking Shakira law or whatever.
Mike Lindell, what in the hell is going on in Minnesota, brother?
Well, let me tell you, Steve, this goes back before, when all the Somalians came in, there were supposed to be 25,000. Now I believe it's up to about 125,000. They keep pouring in here. In Minnesota, during the China virus, the church of the Islamic downtown, they were allowed in the buildings to put up this call to Allah, these bells or whatever rang, as they shut down our Christian churches. I was then in a big fight with our governor, and I was going to give away mass before I knew they didn't work. I was going to give it away to all the churches in Minnesota, and they could be a mass distribution place. And by the way, you could loiter and listen to your pastor. Well, then
you could loiter. Is that what you call going to church, loitering?
But this has been a fight. Elon Omar came out to, I have a building next to me, Amazon building, and they were picketing because Jeff Bezos was busing out Somalians from downtown out to Amazon. Well, they were picketing because they wanted their prayer times and all this stuff. They wanted to change the Sharia law. And Elon Omar come out from Minneapolis.
So that's Shakira law.
out of her district, and she's next door.
When your hips don't lie.
And NBC comes up to me and they go, Mr. Lindell, what do you think of what's going on next door? We know you don't care much for Jeff Bezos and Amazon, but what do you think what Congressman Omar's doing over there? And I said, let it be known that for the first time and maybe the only time in history, me and old Jeff are going to lock arms against that woman. This has been a fight here, Steve. What they've done with this flag is absolutely
is the population up there enraged? You've got an Islamist flag flying across above your Capitol. What in the hell's going on? What are people doing about it?
People. I haven't went out there in the public and asked everybody, but what I'm hearing for is in people that I do see, it's an atrocity. Everybody's going, what is this? What is this? Is this a takeover? This is like a Trojan horse here in Minnesota, Steve. When they started pouring in, they don't love our country, and I'm going to say that.
They hate our country. Omar hates our country. They hate our country. Not that they love our country. They're not neutral. They hate this country. They hate the Judeo-Christian West. They're Sharia supremacists.
Yeah, I grew up here.
Shakira supremacist.
My whole family, everybody's here. Everyone says, well, Mike, why don't you leave Minnesota? My company, is a family.
What company?
An employee-owned company. And we've been nothing but attacked. We're sitting here, and it's all different races. But, like you just heard there, we're 80% Christian in Minnesota. 1% these Islamics comes in here, and then they get to have this flag. It's like we're getting just attacked from every direction. It's just
Mike, we got to let's go. Mike, we need that situation.
God, what an ugly ass pillow.
Football Minnesota. This will flip Minnesota to President Trump, but we got to get on it. This is outrageous. You got an Islamist flag. You got an Islamist Sharia supremacist flag above the state capitol, one of the greatest states in this union, one of the most beautiful states, Minnesota. Mike, thank you very much. We'll see you this afternoon.
Thanks. It really does. Tomorrow night, I'm going to be with our great real president. We have an event here in Minnesota he's coming to, and I'm going there for one big reason. I'm going to put my voice out there. What do I think of this Minnesota Islamic flag that they came up with as I'm sitting here with all these beautiful American flags? And
those are crappy pillows, though.
I'm going to go there and go, table to table, politician to politician there and say, what are you guys thinking? You should be stopping this. Things all add up. All this garbage, these attacks, and a lot of it's a lot of deflection too. Oh, look over here, and you try and stop this, and then you have over here. That's why we need.
Yes, Mike. Many things happen.
We need to all be united in our voice, and every county in this country, every person in this country is important. And what's going on now is actually uniting us as a people, all people uniting us. This will probably be more to unite us as a country, the biggest time in history for this. But
that's amazing. My favorite part was when he talked about his company as if like that's a fucking solvent, like a real solvent entity. His company is he's like broke. Dude is broke. All right. Up next, apparently Megyn Kelly on her Sirius XM show had Roseanne on. And Roseanne usually says some pretty wild shit, but this is a little bit more here. There's a little bit more than usual.
I'm curious, like, where do you get your news? Like, how do you bone up on the news when you don't trust news and you don't...
Classified CIA documents and government documents.
Did she get them from the guy we covered on Intellectual Dollar Tree on fucking Wednesday?
Like that you Google on the internet, or is there somebody you trust, or how do you?
I go to military sites. And
have you always done that, or is that
and of our allies as well, not just of the United States State Department, but of our allies in the UN and I also read the papal bulls from the Vatican, and I also read statements out of Switzerland, Basel.
Statements out of Switzerland. Like, what the shit is this? Like, how is, like, I don't like Megyn Kelly, but she's not a dummy. She knows that this is fucking bullshit. Like, how is she just sitting there? Like,
Switzerland and stuff. Yep. I read really deep stuff because I love to read. I've always loved to read.
read classified CIA documents. First of all, like it's a good thing nobody believes that you're getting classified documents, because that's a fucking crime punishable under the fucking Espionage Act. But fucking no, she isn't. Like that was a good question. Oh, you don't trust the news? Where do you get your information? She's like, I read classified documents. It's like, you do? So much. That's so far 2 stories, actually, 2 in a row that I guess I probably should have put into red light, but they just fit so well into the regular show docket in the position that they're in. Up next, I guess Rudy Giuliani, also out of money, has decided to start selling coffee. I wonder if it's the same coffee that the Quartering sells.
I'm really looking to improve my health. I do know coffee has health benefits, but not in those little plastic things that are already ground. It hurts my stomach. So I was looking for products that had non-GMO, really organic bean farms, and I couldn't find any. So Rudy Giuliani and I collaborated, and we have Rudy.coffee coming to your home soon.
Dude, it's just fucking white label. Like Fourth Wall, our merch provider, offers that we could have white label coffee. I'm just not going to do it. Right? Because why the fuck would you buy like white labeled coffee from me? Like you could buy a tinfoil hat, or somebody could give away a mug with a cookie and some kitties on it that we've done. It has my logo on it. The thing about the coffee as merch is sure, you get the money, but then it's gone. There's no promotion to it anymore because you throw the fucking bag away, unless you just keep the bag for like fucking for posterity or something. But it's not a good way to market yourself because you drink it and it's a consumable. It's not a great way to market yourself. Up next, we got I just called this one Teach the Controversy. This is a Minnesota lawmaker is opposing a major education bill, and here is why.
Our public schools in general do a lot of censorship, lies, and deceit as far as their curriculum that's being taught to the children. One of the things I found is that we do a lot of censoring in our public schools of our founding documents. In fact, if you'll remember, I brought a recommendation forward on one of the education bills to teach that we're founded as a God-given rights constitutional republic versus a mob democracy. Just encouraging
the word
that to be
it
taught
doesn't
to our
that
students.
he's
And that
this
was
is one of these motherfuckers that confuses the Declaration of Independence with the Constitution, I'm guessing.
Down by the people on the other side of the aisle.
Oh, but wait, there's more. The word God doesn't appear anywhere in the Constitution. There's more.
Another area is in science. I find a lot of censorship, lies, and deceit. You know, there's lots of scientific evidence that points to a creator or God. And I'll just give you 2. One is the law of cause and effect. For every effect, there's a greater cause.
Wait, what? No. Wait, what? I think he means like for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Not for every effect, there's a greater cause. What the fuck? I mean, like, this guy isn't even good at this. There are people who are much better at whatever he's trying to do here than he is. This is embarrassing. Greg Locke making fun of this guy right now. Fucking, what's his name with the banana guy, Kirk Cameron's friend, making fun of this guy right now.
So you have a computer. Did somebody make the computer? If you'd never seen it before, did somebody make the computer, or did wind, rain, time, and chance blow the computer into existence? Well,
I mean, I've had a ThinkPad that fucking never died. I presume it fucking just magically appeared.
The logical conclusion is someone made the computer. Well, your eyeball is millions of times more complex than that computer, and therefore the law of cause and effect has never been contradicted. You have this building, somebody built it. You have the earth, somebody made it. You have the universe, somebody created it. That is a repeatable and observable scientific fact.
How do you observe the creation of the universe?
From our students.
No notes. Fucking perfect. Absolutely fucking perfect. Fucking. My God. Which one's dead? Pat Robertson or Jim Baker? Whichever one of them is dead is laughing at him from the grave. Up next, we got Tony Perkins, and I don't know who Bill Koenig is, but I guess God has been punishing the United States with floods and tornadoes for pressuring Israel.
April was the second largest month of tornadoes in U.S. history. There was 300 tornadoes, most of them at the end of April, when Joe Biden was forcing or putting pressure on Israel to cease fire. Secretary of State Blinken was in and out of Israel. They were talking about stopping of weapon transfer and putting a tremendous amount of pressure on the Netanyahu government not to go into Rafah. And what's interesting, Tony, is the last time, or the record-setting April hurricanes, that was 757 in 2011, when U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Susan Rice, and Hillary Clinton and the White House were calling specifically the settlement communities in Israel illegitimate. And that became the mantra for the Obama administration.
Now, just recently, we also had floods in Houston.
Yeah, but that's not the gays. The floods are just that's God does that one.
Significant floods, not just normal floods, but I mean quite unusual floods. That connected to one of these actions?
Absolutely. May 1st and May 2nd, Secretary of State Blinken was in Israel, meeting with the Israelis, meeting with Middle East leaders, in Saudi Arabia, talking about the possibility of normalization agreements.
You've got me convinced. When you look at the record,
well, it's Tony Perkins.
There's no other explanation, and it is in line with Scripture as well.
It's not hard to convince Tony Perkins that like God is punishing America for this sin or that sin. It's sort of like his thing, right? It's not like he didn't take a lot of convincing on that, I don't think. Up next, we got Sean Fucked. Did you know that Wiccans have taken over California? Here he is with Republican candidate Hung Hao talking, and I guess the Republican candidate is talking about how Wiccans have taken over California.
Tell me about Virginia. Tell me about your experience. What do you see God doing? And then let's get into obviously your amazing announcement. We're pumped about.
Well, the last three statewide elections were won by Republicans, right? The governor, the lieutenant governor, and the attorney general, all Republicans.
And Winsome Sears is a gangster.
Yes, she is, and we love her. Great woman of God. I mean, honestly, she's always texting me prayers, and we pray back and forth, and she's amazing. And so, again, it's we can't let it turn like this. There's a place in Monterey, California, called Lovers Point.
Yeah.
The original name was Lovers of Christ Point, but now it's become, they took out the Christ, it's Lovers Point.
Shut the fuck up. That's just where fucking kids go make out. Shut the fuck up.
And it's really, Monterey is a very dark place now.
Yeah.
A lot of witchcraft.
I mean, it's always cloudy there.
The Wiccan community has really taken over there. And we can't let that happen in Virginia. Virginia is, I mean, especially down in Roanoke, they're God-loving people.
Right.
Richmond, too, and Virginia Beach. And we just need to mobilize Christians across the nation. I mean,
fucking nothing more demonic than fucking Monterey, California. It was, I mean, somebody might have called it Lovers of Christ Point, but Lovers Point, everybody knows what that is. It's the place people be fucking in their car. Up next, I guess we got the worst commencement speech ever. Y'all knew this was going to be on this week's docket.
For the ladies present today, congratulations on an amazing accomplishment. You should be proud of all that you have achieved to this point in your young lives. I want to speak directly to you briefly because I think it is you the women who have had the most diabolical lies told to you? How many of you are sitting here now about to cross this stage and are thinking about all the promotions and titles you are going to get in your career? Some of you may go on to lead successful careers in the world, but I would venture to guess that the majority of you are most excited about your marriage and the children you will bring into this world.
Most of them aren't married if they just graduated college, you stupid fuck.
I can tell you that my beautiful wife, Isabel, would be the first to say that her life truly started when she began living her vocation as a wife and as a mother.
What the fuck? Who let this guy talk at a college commencement?
I'm on this stage today and able to be the man I am because I have a wife who leans into her vocation. I'm beyond blessed with the many talents God has given me, but it cannot be overstated that all of my success is made possible because a girl I met in band class back in middle school.
Hold on.
Would convert to the faith, become my wife, and embrace one of the most important titles of all, homemaker.
Okay, so there's nothing wrong with being a stay-at-home parent or just being a stay-at-home anything if you're in a long-term, like, committed relationship or any relationship where the person makes enough money that you can not work. But that's a different statement than congratulations on graduating college, now get in the kitchen, which is what we just heard. Like, yo. Even though this was like a Catholic college, I imagine the ladies there are probably interested in a job. Oh no, this next one's really funny. So this guy got this guy's name is Jason Rappert. He's he's from Arkansas and he was appointed to the library board. Well, apparently, I guess the other librarians are making fun of him, which is a little bit weird. You got to do some shit to get librarians to make fun of you. Shout out to Right Wing Watch. Maybe I should hit play. Wait, it's not playing. That's not great. It was a live show, everybody. Let's see if I can get this some other way. Here we go.
Now, many of you know that a few months ago, I was appointed to the Arkansas State Library Board by Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. So I was asked to serve on the Arkansas State Library Board. You know what? The very first meeting that I served on there, and I'm the only white male on the board. And I believe they've created a hostile work environment for a Christian white male on the board because they absolutely can't stand it that I'm speaking up to say we need to do something about these nasty books.
Well, they're librarians. Yeah, they're telling you to go fuck yourself. Oh, fucking play. I would say play the tiniest violin, but he probably mad about a book about a violin too. He probably don't like the violin books. Up next, we got Sam Altman, founder of OpenAI. Not an open source company. These are supposed to be the smartest people in the world. And check this out, actually.
Is there a job title or a type of job responsibility that you could envision existing or being mainstream in 5 years because of AI that like is maybe niche or non-existent today?
That's a great question, and I don't think I've ever gotten it before. It's people always ask like.
So I've watched this guy. He always looks surprised. Just constantly looks fucking surprised.
What job is going to go away? The new one is a more interesting question. Let me think for a second. I mean, there's like a lot,
like kind of John from Garfield vibes going on.
Things that I could talk about that I think are sort of less interesting or less huge. What I'm trying to do is like come up with the areas of like, what will 100 million people do or 50 million people do? The broad category of new kinds of art, entertainment, sort of more like human to human connection. I don't know what that job title is going to be. But I think
friend, have you ever had a friend?
And I don't know if this like we get there in 5 years, but I think there's going to be a premium on like human in-person, like fantastic experiences.
Like a concert, a rave, a party at a museum, cocktail party.
I don't know what we'll call that, but I could see that being like a very huge category of something new that we do.
There already is a premium on that. A really good entertainment. If you go to a really good entertainment event, sometimes it's expensive. Sometimes you go and it's free and it's fantastic. But yeah, there's a market around that. It's called entertainment. He just invented entertainment, or a dinner party, or just friendship. Jesus fucking Christ! Oh, it gets worse. Here's RFK Jr.'s running mate. Gonna just lie to you about cancer, because why not? Why not just lie about cancer? And of course, this show's live. It's taking a minute to load. Here we go.
95% of cancers are caused by lifestyle or environmental factors. Foods that had high amounts of added refined sugars, high amounts of chemical additives, preservatives.
You're wanting to kind of inform this new generation that cancer is not a destiny, it's something that can be, actively prevented.
Yeah.
So what are kind of like the cool things we can start cultivating culturally? Is it like the Coachella of farmers markets?
Yes.
Like a farmer's party?
I'm so there.
So I would have, if somebody would have showed that to me like a year ago, they would have been like, this person is the running mate of somebody who is polling at 10 or 12%. I'd be like, no, this is satire. That looked like satire. It didn't look like it wasn't like SNL. SNL isn't that funny, but it looked like a satire video that would have been made by like The Onion or something. There was just a little bit too much of this.
Don't forget to follow us on social media for beautiful food and inspiration.
For it to be real, but it was real. That's a real person. That was a real interview. We may end up watching that on the Intellectual Dollar Tree this week. Here we go. Woman Understander, Michael Knowles.
It's not possible. I know we live in modern life where we're told that, if a man doesn't wash exactly 50% of the dishes, he's a misogynist or something, but that's totally nonsense. Men and women are different. We're drawn to different things. And you, one hopes, tame your wife or at least provide some leadership to your wife. It's not just a one-way street. Liberals hate humans because
yes. Yeah, most of them. Fuck them.
Speak very bluntly here, because the liberals are largely enthralled to demons who hate humans and want to destroy us. That's kind of it.
I mean, he's not wrong. Some of my best friends are humans, but I don't necessarily. And I am a liberal. I'm a liberal, much to the chagrin of many of the communists who hang out here. So here, this is from the Bad Stats. We haven't played anything from the Bad Stats lately. Usually we're checking in on Brett and Heather, but here is old Jordy Pete, old Beef and Benzos. Not too pleased that he spoke with Steve Destiny. I'm not a big fan of Steve Destiny, but Steve Destiny was actually the first person I've ever seen just kind of tell him that he's an idiot, which was kind of interesting. So here's him talking about the difference between speaking to Steve Bonnell, aka Destiny, and Russell Brand.
But I thought it ended well, you and Destiny.
Yeah.
Because you even said, like, hey, we're getting everything out here. We're trying to come to something, and sometimes you have to be a little unruly in how you seek it out orally,
The problem with I found that likely I had the most qualms about that podcast of any podcast I've done. Well, the reason is I learned this when I was like 24. I learned that I had a proclivity to battle verbally to be right.
Okay.
Right. And that was a status thing. Mm-hmm. I'm right, you're wrong. So, that redounds to my credit. I use my verbal intelligence as a weapon of dominance. Well, I stopped doing that when I was like 23. I thought, Wait,
but you said that you did it at 24, then you went back in time and stopped doing it when you were 23?
That's the prideful worship of the Luciferian intellect.
Oh, that's a drop. Yo, that's a drop.
That's the prideful worship of the Luciferian intellect. It's a really bad idea. Like, seriously. It's a seriously bad idea. And so I don't like talking to people who want to be right. And Destiny wants to be right.
Well, and to be fair, when you disagreed on matters of fact in your discussion with Stephen, he was right. Not because he's particularly right. It's just that you're especially wrong.
So I found it was out of my bailiwick, because I usually talk to people who want to talk.
Yeah.
Right. And I can disagree with them. I disagree with Russell Brand about lots of things. We get along just fine.
Yeah.
Right. And the reason for that is that Russell talks and listens.
Yeah.
You know, he isn't hitting me with a hammer trying to be right.
Yeah.
And so.
But you were doing that too. It's just that you were wrong.
Arguments. I don't like arguments.
No.
You don't like being disagreed with in a, I wouldn't even say it was a rude manner. It was like an assertive manner. Again, we're no big fans of fucking Stephen Destiny around here, but he did a pretty good job dealing with Jordan Peterson, because Jordan Peterson has never had anybody just like fucking talk over him and tell him he's wrong and laugh at him like that. It was pretty fucking good. There's a lot of clips here, but we're only going to play one more on this, I think. Here is here, climate change is good, actually.
So I truly believe this to be the case. If you took a dispassionate look at the data and you looked at the effects of carbon dioxide, the biggest effect clearly by likely an order of magnitude is the greening effect. It's like, well, is that good?
Wait, what?
Well, it's the opposite was what was predicted, and the opposite was regarded as a catastrophe. Okay, so the opposite of a catastrophe is good. There's more plants and crops grow better. I've never heard anyone.
It's what plants crave.
Make a credible case against that particular perspective. So I've talked to a lot of people now, a lot of very good scientists about climate change. And the last person I talked to was Patrick Moore. Moore actually believes that if we wouldn't have started to burn fossil fuels, the plants would have started dying in about 500 years. So he actually believes that the fossil fuel revolution saved the planet. I haven't found a serious scientist, and I can tell the difference between a serious scientist and one who isn't serious. About 1% of scientists are serious. I haven't found anyone like that who believes there's a climate crisis, that's for sure. There might be people who are somewhat concerned about carbon dioxide, although that's becoming increasingly rare, especially given the evidence of the greening. It's a complete bloody lie.
It's fucking so close to idiocracy. Like, it's like absolutely fucking so close to idiocracy. It's a fucking carbon dioxide. It's what plants crave. Oh, man. So every once in a while, somebody will have Bill Burr on, and they'll think that because he's like kind of edgy in his comedy, that he's going to do their like dumbass fucking anti-woke thing with them. I don't know why these people never learn. Bill Burr will not do this with you. He's not interested in this. The man manages to be funny without being a fucking shit. He literally probably just heard George Carlin when George Carlin famously said, hey, you could actually make jokes without being racist and a misogynist. That's punching down. That's bullying. That's not comedy. Bill Burr's not perfect, but this is, I could watch this over and over again. Check this out.
With the kids demonstrating for Hamas, they are in with the terrorists.
They were for the Palestinians.
Well, it's sort of the same cause. Why, are you?
I'm on the side of the kids.
Yeah, that's easy to say. No one wants to see kids dead. This is a war.
That was very brave of you to say that.
This is a war. No, I'm the one who's actually brave on this.
Pat yourself on the back.
It's easy to say I'm for the kids. Who's not for the kids?
Well,
it comes down to real hard-nosed decisions. Like a country.
Stop talking like you're a general.
A country got attacked.
Again.
It's down to real hard-nosed decisions. Like a country.
Stop talking like you're a general.
A country got attacked. Israel got attacked.
I'm not saying that they didn't have a right to go back. I'm just sitting there going like, how do I look at
We're the only country in the world that they get attacked, and then as soon as they counterattack, it's like, well, we got to stop this shit now. Don't attack them. There's a very simple solution to all this problem in the Middle East. Stop attacking Israel.
Hey, you
Stop
just solved
attacking
it.
Israel.
You just
I
solved
did.
it.
I actually
there
did.
you go. That's fantastic.
Anyway,
all right.
We don't need to get onto that.
Let's go to Russia and the Ukraine. How do you solve that one, Bill? Let me hear your hard-nosed decision about that. Well, let me ask you a question. How is war still legal? With all this shit that's been canceled.
Legal.
Why is that still fucking legal?
Would you like a real answer to that? Because for something to be illegal, you have to have the capacity to enforce it. And you can't enforce against war, or else you have to go to war with the country that's going to war. And we don't want to go to war with Russia over Ukraine. What would be the sense of making it illegal? Oh, that's really going to stop Putin. No. To stop people from going to war, you have to also put
boots. You can't sit down and talk it out. Why can't Putin do a podcast with the head guy? Like, you just solved the Middle East on a podcast. Why can't they solve
Dude. Yeah, dude. I think we might have to watch this whole thing at some point.
What they're doing on a podcast.
This is why this is not your thing.
Make some hard-nosed decisions. It's not your thing. It's what you...
It is my thing.
It isn't your thing.
This is not your thing.
You're like that guy that has a fantasy football team and thinks he's a fucking GM.
No.
That's exactly what it is. Like, why am I fucking listening to you like you've done something? What have you done in...
Oh, shit. Oh, there's one more from this. We may have to watch that whole thing at some point. This one's a bit shorter. Check this out, though.
Glasses. Can I tell you something, Bill? Most of the shit that you say is not smart. It's just sort of obscure.
It's not obscure to a certain percentage of people. I'm not some giant egghead. I'm just
I know you're not that smart.
I know. I'm not saying I am. Which says something about all these things I say that you don't know what I'm talking about.
So what?
I know.
There's subjects I could bring up. It's just, you're just into, musical classes. Can I tell you?
These people, I mean, Joe Rogan has done this. So that's the only one I can come up with. But we've seen this over and over again, that they have this guy on and they're like, he makes fun of everybody. Not going to make fun of me. Oh, he's going to make fun of you. Especially if you think that your shit don't stink. Fucking Bill Burr is going to make fun of you. Again, not perfect. Not a perfect man. But he does edgy comedy and does not spend any significant amount of his time punching down. Has he punched down in the past? Sure. But that's not his shtick. He doesn't like it. And he just straight up told him. He was like, I'm on the side of the kids. And then he said, the things you say aren't smart. They're just obscure. And that's fine. I mean, I have like weird esoteric knowledge and hobbies, but I don't think it makes me smart. If somebody wants to ask about it, I'd talk to them. They might find out about something I'm interested in, but that's different than thinking I'm smart because I know about some shit that they're not interested in, right? Like I'm not into musicals. Like he said that Bill was into musicals. I'm not into musicals. It doesn't make somebody who's into musicals smart. It just means they're into musicals. And if they do if they're like doing a musical, I want to know all about it. Fucking interesting. But that was a good place to end the podcast portion of the show. Podcast listeners, make sure you consider checking out eplex.store or patreon.com/echoplex. I prefer the former. You can get the entire broadcast unedited. Audio and video sent straight to your inbox on Mondays versus getting this podcast on Tuesdays. Also, if you don't want to do that, check us out live. Sundays, 7 p.m. Pacific, right here on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Echoplex Media, and you can see cool things happen like Allie Drew giving out 3 cool ass items during my podcast. And you could also see cool things like Justin freaking raiding the channel and getting a goat gift for it. And you could also celebrate that we now currently have 69 live viewers. I'm going to change the color of my lights, change the content of my drink, and we'll be back for Red Light. I only have one story, but I think the media wench will be joining me, and we'll be finding some stuff, some obscure stuff to watch, which makes us smart. This is Boomers by Periscope. I'll see everybody on the flip side.